It okay. It's here. It's happening. I'm so excited. Last week's was so much fun. If you didn't watch the replay, go and watch the replay. Like it's on my page, it's in my group, it's on my YouTube channel. Like it is so packed full of goodness. I gave everyone so many tips. And like this week is going to be no different. We're going to do content. We're going to create content with these beautiful ladies. There should be 2 more popping on, but I was notified this morning that my calendar system is not sending the many reminders that I set it up to. And I don't know why. It's turned on my end, but no one's getting them. So I apologize in advance. You never know when these types of things are just going to not work for you. For those of you that do not know me, I am Brittany Budd. I'm the queen of content, and I help female entrepreneurs to build and scale their businesses to 6 figures and beyond using organic social media marketing strategies, aka with their words and their content and the shit that they say. So we have some beautiful women on with me today, and I'm so excited. If it's all right with you girls, I'm just going to go down the list in which you guys registered. So I have a list on my end. So if it's okay with you, like I already went through, I've made my notes. So we'll just start with the first person, which is Sai.
I wasn't ready for this. Okay, let's go.
What? Okay. So for those of you,
the reason I'm actually nervous, and you coach me all the time, which is hilarious.
Why are you nervous?
Don't worry about it. Let's do this. Give it to me.
So Sai is a love coach, and she helps people find love and stay in love and, you know, meet their perfect person, their soulmate person, and work on their relationship so that they stay in love. And she is a master at all of this good stuff. So Sai, what do you want to focus on? It's the membership, right? That's the thing that we're working on for the rest of the year.
Correct.
So Sai is like a longtime client of mine. We have had so many content conversations. We just had a very in-depth content conversation last week where we talked about like one thing that I think is so important for everyone when it comes to your content is getting situational specific about what your ideal client's problems are. Like we know that they have problems, but like what is specifically going on? And so we talked about like going on the dating apps, right? You're scrolling, it is problematic. Who are these random ass men? What are they even writing on their fucking profiles? Like this is all garbage all of the time. Maybe they meet a nice guy, he turns out to be a weirdo in real life. Is he a ghoster? Is he gonna ghost? Yesterday, I saw a TikTok conversation where it was literally just like scrolling through the conversation. And I immediately thought of you, Sai, because it was like she went on this date with this guy and he got a little bit drunk. It was their first date. So she went home and then he started like text berating her because she wouldn't go home with him. Yeah. And he was like, you made me feel like I'm not special. Like, what? It was so weird. And so like, this is the weird shit that like the people, and it's not just women, like you work with men too. So you can definitely come at it and do content. Sorry, guys. From both perspectives, which we usually only talk about like the women's perspective of like online apps for women trying to find a man. Like, could you write from the male perspective?
I definitely can. So it's interesting that you mentioned this because yesterday I was thinking about, okay, my membership, all my messaging, all of the things are catered to women. I have worked with men in the past around love. I don't actually market to them. Do I start talking to the dudes too? Maybe I change who I serve and I serve all the humans, which would be fun. And then I would potentially work with men in a one-on-one capacity because I don't have a program specific for men because like that is a very specific container. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of what's in your membership, you can't like gender neutralize it?
Some of it I can. I would say maybe like 50 to 60% could be both. But then the other stuff is like very like energetics in terms of masculine, feminine energy, and like the tips on like how to text them, like text a dude and keep a guy interested, like that the psychology of that is very different for a guy versus a girl.
I feel like on the horizon, you could definitely have a separate membership for dudes.
Probably. I'm not there yet.
Let's not do that right now. That's not what we're here for right this second. But like maybe
what's the scale plan though?
What's on the scale plan? Okay, so the big thing is, do you want to, like, you could definitely gender neutralize a lot of your content, I bet. But do you want to start like specifically speaking to men right now?
I think for between now and the end of the year, I just want to keep my focus because like my undefined Asha is like going crazy right now. I think for the rest of the year, let's stick with the ladies. Let's get their hearts into attraction alchemy. Like I just want to focus on that.
Yeah.
And then next year, come January, like let's talk about getting the dudes some love too.
Getting the dudes. But we are getting dudes love by getting the women in the right place.
That is a fact. That is a fact.
Yeah. Okay. So like the biggest thing is whatever problems are happening for your ideal client right now, that's the thing that their brain is spiraling on like every waking moment, and when they're trying to fall asleep at night and the second they wake up, like it's their problems, right? Yes. So we really want to make sure that with our content, we're identifying what those problems are for them so that they feel seen and heard, because they can't hear anything else. Does it matter if your offer is the solution? They're not thinking about your offer as the solution. They're still so focused on themselves. Like we're, as humans, super selfish that way. And like, I don't think it's selfish, but the best word to describe it is like, we're selfish. We're thinking about ourselves. Like if there's something going on at home, you know, oh, your kids walk in the door and they're like, Mom, I have this project due. You're going to fucking forget because you're too like wrapped up in this thing, right? So like, what are the problems that she's thinking right now coming into the holiday season when it comes to finding love? Like, what is she thinking when she thinks about finding her ideal soulmate?
She's thinking, here we go again, another holiday. I'm lonely again. I'm single again, like no New Year's kiss again, right? I think that's coming up. Another one is, I don't know where to meet them. What did I do wrong? There's something wrong with me. Like she has, you know, like she's amazing. She's successful. She has a 401k. Like all of these things are going for her, but she doesn't know like what's stopping her from actually getting a good guy. She's comparing her love life to her friends, her brother, her sister. They're like, what the fuck is wrong with me? So like there's a lot of self-doubt happening for her right now.
Yeah. The thing that really stood out to me is that there's so much narrative around like men don't like strong women. And you like your niche is like really helping strong women.
Yeah.
Like, they're all like really professional, really well off, don't really need a man, but want one.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. So I would pick at that a little bit. Like there's a lot in the media that says that men don't like strong women. And here you are as a strong woman wondering what's wrong with you, when there's nothing wrong with you. And there are lots of men that do like strong women. You just don't hear about it because it's the whiny incels that are the loudest.
No, men definitely, like a strong, high quality masculine man wants a strong woman. He wants his equal.
Yeah.
But it's funny, I did an online dating profile review for a girl yesterday, and one of the cards on the profile says like, what are my simple pleasures? In there, she had pay bills. I'm like, this is not a simple pleasure. Get this shit off. Like what, this is not the vibe, right? So it's like what ways are we actually turning men off by being like this alpha strong female? Like a guy's gonna see that and he's gonna be like, what the fuck? This bitch is crazy.
Yeah,
We
who
don't talk
enjoys
about
paying
pay
their
bills.
bills? It's obviously very symbolic for her.
Oh, I know that. And
Very
I was like, I
niche
get
though.
that. Yeah, I get that, but you're not attracting the kind of men that you want with that in your simple pleasures.
Do you know what else I thought for you last night? Because like I think about my clients all of the time and like their businesses and content for them. One thing that came up for me, and you might think this is so corny, but I thought of like a wish list to Santa,
Oh, I love that.
where you could like write a piece of content where you're like, dear Santa, for Christmas I would like a man who, and then like
I love it.
yeah, and like you like put your thing, but I know that that's part of your signature program where you like build a bear, build a man.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and you're like, I bet
Yeah.
that you like I would do this whole dear Santa, I'm looking for a man, and I'd make this list. And then I'd like at the end be like, this is what you are looking for. Probably like we all want the same core things out of a man and out of a relationship.
Sure.
And so I would like that's how I would kind of end it. Like your Christmas, like your wish list to Santa probably looks a little bit like this year, but it needs to say dear Cy instead of dear Santa, because I am the Christmas elf that's gonna pull this off for you.
I'm gonna work on this in the next couple of days. Like that's the killer piece. And I'm gonna make a reels out of it.
Yes, you should. Be like, dear Santa, cross, 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 dear Cy, for Christmas I would like.
So cute. Thanks, Britt. This was super helpful.
You're welcome. I'm very corny, so sometimes you get like super dorky ideas.
I love it. People love that shit.
I know. I was like, this is so cute. Like, who doesn't want to like? It's the time of year where we're making like those Christmas lists.
Or like when you want to sit on Santa's lap, like, you know?
Yeah, you want to be like, Santa, where's this guy? But then also be like, this is part, like, this list is some of what I do with you in your own words in Attraction Alchemy. It's one of the modules, it's part of my signature program. Like, it's proprietary to me. And like, here's where you can enroll.
Cool. Perfect.
Fun. Thank you. I can't wait to see it.
It'll be good. Thanks, girl.
You're so welcome. All right. Next up, I have Summer. Summer is a life coach. And
yes, hi.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Okay. How are you?
I am good. It's a little chaotic. I have a new puppy,
Ooh.
and I'm getting my kids ready. Well, I have one kid left to go off to school, but yeah.
Hey. Fun. Okay, so I've got your beautiful responses here. Tell me more, like I have questions because I want to go really like deep here. So you were a life coach for like special needs moms, then all moms, and now you're just like a general life coach for all people.
Yep. Yep.
And women, all humans.
Well, so I'm like debating in my head. I was thinking mainly women, because that's where, because moms is where I'm like really attracted to helping moms, simply because I feel like we are kind of brushed off, like we're like not important, we don't even put ourselves on the list, like we're not, you know, and I'm tired of that narrative. And I want to help moms get rid of that in their lives and put themselves first and know that they can do that. and that it's safe to do that.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay. So the biggest thing is exactly what you just said to me. Moms are the least likely to invest in themselves because they put themselves at the bottom of the list or not even on the list. And so you want to make sure that your content is creating that safety in investing in themselves and showing them that when they invest in themselves, it's for the good of everybody around them.
Yes.
Like when you take the time and you pour into yourself, you are a better mom, you are a better partner, you are a better friend, you thrive in all areas. You have to do it for yourself, but because moms are so kid driven and like selfless, you kind of
Yep.
sometimes have to spin it like you have to do this for your children.
Yeah. It is for them because they will benefit. You become a better mom when you care for yourself. You're a great mom now, as you are sacrificing all that you sacrifice. All that you do now is amazing. But you'll be even better if you actually care for yourself, if you put time for yourself in there.
Yeah.
If so that's pretty much what all my content is wrapped around, is just caring for yourself. How are you doing? What are focusing on the positive things happening in your life right now, like all of those things, and always offering support and always offering a support call if needed.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so your offer is a 1 hour $50 offer.
Yes.
Okay.
Right now I'm focusing on that. So I've never actually sold anything.
Okay. That's okay. Today's the day.
But yeah, exactly. It's gonna happen. It just hasn't. My journey is this.
Okay.
So yeah.
What is like the end goal for the mom who buys this 1 hour call with you?
So my biggest thing is being 10% happier.
Can someone get
10%
10 whole
happier.
percent happier in 1 hour?
I think there's a thought that I think one thought could change your whole life. So we can do anything in 1 hour.
I love that. Like one thought can change your whole life. I would love to see that incorporated in your messaging. Where are you currently marketing your $50 1 hour offer?
I have this is where I struggle. I struggle with offering paid offers. So most of my content is for just a free call. So it's I offer several calls depending on, like, if it's a get to know me call, I do those depending on who I'm offering to and what it's for. Or I have a support call. And then I have like an actual discovery call, but I don't really offer those. So
Okay. Why do you struggle to sell paid things?
So I don't think I'm struggling as much, but I haven't, I feel like I haven't had enough opportunity to practice the selling part. I've only had, in my 2 years, I've had about 10 calls with people, and all of it's neutral to me now. It meant so much in the beginning, like I had to work to get to where I am now, where I feel like completely neutral about the situation. It just is what it is. And I'm one of those people who I hyper focus. So I hyper focus on learning how to coach for the first
Mhm.
2 years. So I got my certification. I did a year with the Health Coach Institute, got my mastery certification, my health certification, and my life coach certification through them.
Right.
And so that's what I've been doing. I've just been like learning. I worked with Kristen Boss a couple in the beginning. She was my very first coach that I hired. I worked with many coaches since then. And so I guess my focus up until now has been like just on myself and like growing who I am and my confidence and really solidifying all of that, and doing lots of healing. And now I'm ready to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Okay. So
just feel ready.
it sounds like a lot of content work needs to happen.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have like a Facebook group that you
Yeah, I
pour
have. So I
into?
have my professional page on Facebook. I have my group. I have my personal page, which has the most people. And I have my Instagram.
Okay. Fun.
But
How
I
often?
focus mostly on Facebook and on my group. That's where I pour everything into it. Like
How often?
daily affirmations. I post daily, if not 3 or more times. Like it just depends. I mostly, it's when I'm inspired, like, oh hey, this is funny, I share it.
Yeah.
Or it's my content that I've planned. And then I'll have a daily affirmation, and then I'll just think of something and want to post it in there. Yeah.
How
So
often do you say, hey, you can book a 1-hour consult with me for $50?
definitely not enough.
Do you know when the last time it was?
Today I actually offered for people to get on a call with me today, but it was not paid. None of it's been, I have not really, I've offered it to people,
Yeah.
but only a few,
Let's
and it's been very limited.
let's stop offering free for a little while.
Okay.
Let's just
No
offer
free.
free. No free, just for a little while. Like every once in a while I'll do something free. Like this is free.
I actually I feel officially confident in saying no, because I had a gal get on a call with me, and I felt like it was just like a contact call. We were just connecting, and I felt like I could help her, but and she just wanted me to work with her for free. And
Yeah.
I said, um, I got kind of curious, and she just wasn't willing to pay for any. She's very limited. I attract a lot of people probably because I offer so much free stuff.
Yeah.
I attract a lot of people who just want free stuff. And so, but I know I'm worth more than that. And I know I'm mastery certified. I studied for 2 years straight. Like it's all I did. Like all consuming,
You're amazing.
you
You know
know.
all the things. You have all the answers to all of their problems.
That's how I feel. And so now I'm ready to, and I said, I'd love to help you, but I can't offer it for free because you're worth more than that. And I'm worth more than that.
Yeah.
So,
Ooh, I have chills from that. I do. Okay, so you told me in the questionnaire that confidence is like a big thing that they struggle with.
Yes.
Let's pinpoint like one or two areas that you can like create content from. So like what situations specifically is their low confidence negatively impacting their lives?
So lack of confidence can cause, oh my gosh, it causes so many issues. But specifically for moms, I think that there's a decision, like as a mom of three, I had kids very quick. I had 3 kids in 4 years, back to back, and they all have special needs. And I did not put myself at all on the list for many years. And I literally like drove myself into bedriddenness. Like I was physically unable to function. Finding out I have 3 autoimmune diseases and fibromyalgia, but because I didn't care for myself, I wasn't able to really even be a mom. And I think that a lot of moms do that, but they don't realize they're doing that. And maybe they don't have the autoimmune issues that I have, but it can still cause physical issues if you don't care for yourself. And how is that affecting your child? How is that affecting your mood, how you eat, how you take care of yourself, if you exercise or not? Gosh, so many pain points. And then you're thinking on top of it all, because you feel so crappy, that you are a crappy mom. Like I'm a crappy mom. They deserve better. My husband deserves better because I'm not a good wife and I'm not and now that I care for myself, I'm good at all of those things.
When
And
was
I
the last-
was good.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, when was the last time you told this story? Like your story?
I struggle with being vulnerable. Like, I try, and I think maybe I've been thinking about making a video because, I don't know, I struggle with sharing.
All of it or just specific parts?
I think that I'm okay with sharing it now. I think I'm to the point where I feel confident and enough in myself, and like, I feel like I'm ready. Like everything that I've done is like, I'm ready now to share. And I'm okay with if somebody just likes me, or there's, that was one of my issues before. I don't want to scare anybody off. I didn't want to offend anybody. I didn't want, it was like dimming myself down to make everybody comfortable. And I'm done with that. I love you, baby. Have a good day. My middle schooler.
So cute.
He goes, my lunch. Oh, it's in my backpack.
Aw. Well, lunch is important.
Yes, it is. Well, it's a half day. He'll be home at noon. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a lot of what you have gone through is what your ideal client is currently going through, which is why I want
Yeah.
you to try to tell your story. Because when
Yeah.
they can see themselves in us, they're like, they feel that connection to us.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's time to really start sharing and being more vulnerable. And I have slowly worked up in like my content and stuff and shared more of myself. Yeah. So I think that you're right, that it's time, and that if I share that, then people will feel more connected with me. Because that's my whole, like, the end of my year is just making myself accessible to people and like really connecting with them. And not just on the surface level, but like actually like talking to my friends, like getting face to face with them, even if it's not a content call. I just want to connect with people and I guess share myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you need to do that. But I'd like to see your content speaking more to this stuff. Like,
Okay.
affirmations and memes are great, but people want to be seen and heard and validated. And so when you can speak to those pain points and offer them solutions through paying you, not for free, then
I
that's
put
when,
sell on my page.
yeah. But like, make those invitations. I would be like, every day, like, I'm going to treat you as if I would treat any one of my clients. Like, do a couple of these 1 hours for $50 so that you get the confidence
That's the
sell,
plan.
and then create like a longer term package.
Well, I do have this entire time, I have been selling a 90-day one-on-one weekly coaching calls. I've created a program and I have like techniques and structure and all of that stuff, but the selling is what's getting in the way. And so that's why I'm focusing on the $50 calls, is so that I can sell. And then once I get into that, once I actually get my first call, my first sales under the way, then I feel like it will start to flow more easily from
How
there.
much is the 90-day?
I did for $9.99, so $1,000.
Okay. Have you sold it?
No, I haven't sold anything.
Okay. I would do that. Many people would maybe disagree with me, but I would stick to doing the $50.
Yeah.
I would make a plan to sell like 5 of them.
Okay.
And then I would get rid of it and
Okay.
sell your $1,000 thing.
Okay.
All of your content speaks to the program. Like, what's your process? What are they going to learn in the program? What are they going to walk away with from the program?
Yeah.
What's the value in it for them to invest $1,000? How is being 10% happier worth that? How does that change their lives?
Oh my gosh, in so many ways.
Yeah, but you got to tell them. You got to tell them
Yeah.
how.
I talk about how coaching has changed me, but then I think people hear it as becoming a coach has changed me. And so I think I really need to get clear about hiring a coach is what changed me.
Wow.
Paying, even investing that much in myself, and then continuing to invest. I've invested quite a bit of money in coaching and things and courses and certifications and all of that. Coaching, lots of coaches.
Yeah, it needs to pay you now.
Yeah.
It's time that that stuff starts paying you back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So make those offers
Okay.
every day. Like I
Every
would
day.
make like an announcement. I'm accepting 5 people to get 1 hour of coaching with me for only $50. And like have a focus for it. So like on
Okay.
this call, we're going to work on this thing that's happening to you. The biggest struggle you're facing.
That's what it was gonna be, is just like, what is your biggest problem you're
Yeah.
struggling with right now? Like, is it the holidays? Is it something with your family member? Is it boundaries?
Yeah.
Is it, like, are you struggling with your husband? Are you, are you feel disconnected from your kids? Like, are you just struggling with your self-confidence? Like, whatever it is, I can help you feel better about that,
Yeah. I love
and
that.
we can work it out.
I think so many
So,
people would love to get a 1 hour call with a master certified life coach to help them like survive the holidays.
yes.
And then after you get those 5 people, like I said, really be talking about your program, 90 days, one-on-one, it's $1,000, what's included. Share a little bit of your process because you did say that there's a program involved.
Yeah.
Talk about it. I think that we often get really hesitant to share what they're going to learn. We're like, they'll just find out when they pay me. But they want to know now what it is that
Like,
they're
well,
buying.
I think the problem is I'm very good at being like, like, I can like say like, oh, like, here's my program, but I think I leave out my connection to it
Yeah.
and like why it's important to me, what this program, like what it did for me and what it could do for you. And, like I feel like some people are scared that I'm an MLM and I'm trying to like hook them up on my downline. And which that is fine, but that's not what I'm doing. And I don't know why people think that. I think they just assume, they generalize the population of people who post online as people who are selling. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
So,
just a labeling, an
yeah.
unnecessary labeling. But I'm
And
like,
you can,
nope, that's not my deal.
no, you want to be able to combat that with your content. So they
Yeah.
actually see the
Okay.
value of working with you and what it actually is that you're selling. Because you're selling a transformation.
Yes.
And like I said last week, for those of you that haven't seen it, go watch it. I talk about how like the main thing that people want is freedom from something that's holding them back in their lives.
Yes,
So for the people
absolutely.
you work with is freedom from like the low self-esteem that causes them to second guess themselves, question everything, show up smaller, like not take
Yeah.
care of themselves, but they want to be free of all that stuff. They want to be 10% happier. They want to be smiling and laughing and holding strong boundaries and being available to their families the way that they pictured before they even
Yeah.
started having children and doing these things.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
want to see you making big, bold offers
Okay.
and sharing your story.
I'm writing this on big bold lettering.
Right. Big, bold offers and big, bold letters. That's what we like. And like make it easy for people to pay you. Like
Yeah.
you can now set up through like Calendly, which is what everybody used to join
Yeah.
this. You can set up a payment.
I think I just signed up for the one that can receive payments. It was
Yeah.
like on the lower deck, and I just got the upper one.
Perfect.
So
So you can just
lost my
create,
debit card at the right time.
yes, you can just like create the event, set a price tag for $50, and then just share that link. And here, you can go right here. Make sure you ask some questions so that you know going into it what you're going to be working on, so you can really like optimize that time together and share the crap out of it.
Okay. Okay. Sounds like a plan. Thank you.
Awesome. You're so
I appreciate
welcome.
you.
Oh, I'm
And
so
it was
happy
really
to do
nice
this.
meeting you face to face.
It was nice to meet you too. This is so fun. Please keep me posted on how
Okay,
everything goes. And if you need
I
more
will.
support, just DM me.
Okay. Thank you. I
Awesome.
appreciate you.
You're welcome. All right, Cassie,
Hi,
how are you?
doing fabulously. How about yourself?
Doing so good. You're killing it right now.
Dude, I mean, granted, it's our busy season, but I'm kind of sitting here going, I've been up since 1 because my brain's just not shutting down, which is a good thing. I'm not going to say no to that right now.
Oh my land.
So, I mean, there you go.
I
And it's
feel like
great.
I feel like we need to talk about self-care and boundaries right now.
Yeah, we'll get there at the end of January when tax documents need to be submitted by and such. So,
Ah, okay. So Cassie is the most amazing bookkeeper in the world. If you need a bookkeeper, this is the girl. What you said to me was that, one, we know people don't keep their books. So obviously she works with entrepreneurs. We don't keep our books. We're terrible at it. Her and I have already had the conversations of, you know, that you have a shoebox full of receipts that you will dig out begrudgingly and sort through. But the other thing that you said was that they worry about it being wrong. And I was like, ooh, let's make content about that.
yeah, that's awesome. And it was actually really interesting because I was on a discovery call even just yesterday, and they've been doing it themselves, and they don't have the confidence that they got things done correctly.
And
Which,
that makes sense.
yeah, I get it. Shoot, I even wonder if I did things correctly because I'm so knee deep in everything. It's just kind of natural.
And
So,
mistakes happen, but it immediately makes me think of, and I would love for you to find this because I think it's so niche for you, but it's like a meme where it's like the government contacts you and says like, you owe us money, and you're like, oh, okay, how much? And they're like, we're not telling you. And you're like, oh, okay, do I just guess? And they're like, no, there's a right answer. And so you're like, oh, is it this much? And they're like, no, now you have to go to jail. It's far more eloquent than the way I just said it. But we do have this deep fear that we're gonna get it wrong. And then like this like SWAT team of like government officials are gonna swoop in and like throw you out of your house, very like Schitt's Creek style. I don't know if you watched Schitt's Creek, but like the very first episode when they're getting the boot out of their house. Like we think that that's gonna happen to us, and we're gonna end up in prison, and we're never gonna see our kids again. Like we just don't want to mess around with the government.
yep, those alphabet soup agencies are very interesting. That's for sure.
Yeah. So I think it's so funny to like create content,
awesome.
like grabbing a screenshot, like an image, a GIF of like the Schitt's Creek getting kicked out of their house and being like, you think that you're going to do your taxes wrong and this is going to happen to you. Like, this is why you need a bookkeeper. And like, what are the other fears that they have about getting it wrong? I love that you had a consult yesterday and this is what the person said to you, because you sent this to me like 2 weeks ago. So this is,
I've been seeing it pop up a whole lot more in a lot of these conversations since I've said that. It's been really interesting.
but this is a really great insight to understanding your ideal client's brains.
Mhm.
So like, what are they thinking when they're doing their taxes or doing their bookkeeping, sorry? And how is that impacting like their books? And because we're all entrepreneurs that you help, if we're worried about our books, then we're not at our best for our businesses. Like we're spending time that we could be helping clients and making money, worrying about our books.
All right.
And so it's like, if you just hire me, you can just not worry about your books at all.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah, I would really be talking about that mental load and how it's like wasting time and money worrying when they could just delegate it like a true CEO would.
Ooh.
Yeah, like the CEO of Target is not keeping his own books. He's smart enough to realize that he needs a professional person to do it. It's not a good use of his time. It's not his zone of genius. And so
Right.
you're talking to entrepreneurs that are the CEO and understand, yeah, bookkeeping is not my zone of genius. It's not supposed to be.
Right. Well, and we talk about that all the time where, your zone of genius is what it is, what you do. I mean, if bookkeeping really were it, you'd be having a bookkeeping business instead of what it is you're doing. But I love how you mentioned, delegating like a true CEO, because I mean, you see all these business owners where they say, I'm the CEO of this company and all those other things. They'll give themselves all those various titles, but they don't give themselves the various perks that go along with it.
Yes.
Like that.
Yeah. So make a piece about that.
Is it weird if my hand starts to cramp from all my scribbling?
Oh, that happens. Who prints
It's
anymore,
good.
right? Like it happens to me too. I used to be able to like in university, I would like write exams that were like 4 hours long of like long answer paragraphs.
I know.
And now I'm like 1 page. I'm like, ow, help. I need Tylenol. Like
I
so
know.
weak.
I used to be, because I mean, I was a very poor college student, so I just handwrite everything out. I didn't have the computer or anything else. And I'm just like, ooh,
It hurts.
I'm not the poor college student anymore.
I know, right?
Oh,
Computer,
goodness.
give me keyboards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, I love that. So
Awesome.
like that's an amazing piece of content.
Yeah.
But also like I would encourage you to think about like the other things that they're worried about.
Mm-hmm.
When you had those consults, what did they say? And like you can even use people, which we talked about last week too, like use people to tell stories. Like you don't have to name anybody's name. You can say, I recently had a call with a client and their concern was this. And this is what I said to them.
That's awesome.
I'm like, you've already given the problem, you gave the solution. But just because you were like, oh, I told them this, it doesn't mean that someone reading that is going to have all their problems solved, right? So you still need to say, this is what I do when I join your team to keep your books for your company and your business, to keep you clean and clear and audit free. That's another thing people are afraid of, being audited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've got a question.
Yeah.
So when you have a couple of different not opportunities, products, there you go. When you've got a couple of different products that you position and such, how do you mix between those different parts? Because we've got all of our done for you, which is our big old ticket, big money maker. But we've also got smaller things that are a lot less hands-on, a whole lot easier to do and manage.
Yeah.
How do you position those properly throughout everything so that you're able to still kind of highlight your big thing. Because I mean, our done for you is really what's bringing in all of our attention and everything else, but still adequately position everything else. So it's still kind of that passive, hey, here you go.
Yeah, I would just like kind of trickle that stuff in. Like, obviously you want the big ticket stuff, right? And anyone that books a call with you where they're like, I'm not ready, you can always downsell.
Right.
Right. Like on those calls, but you can also be trickling in information. Like if you're not ready for a full done for you, but you like know that you need support, I also have these available. And here's what's included, and here's like how it benefits you. You want to make sure that everybody knows the differences, which yours is probably a little bit easier because it's do it yourself or it's done for you.
Okay.
So you can
So Sarah,
you can trickle it, or you can go in like cycles. So some people do that too, where they'll be like really heavy on the done for you. And then, you know, once they've kind of gotten more full on that, or it's a certain time of year, they may scale back and go, okay, here's the done, like do it yourself or done with you options, where like all of the content is just geared to those things instead.
okay.
So it's kind of like a personal preference on how you want to structure your content and marketing, like for the year, or even like quarterly. Like, you know, right now people are getting ready to do their taxes. So like, yeah, like the big seller is like the done for you. So that's like, that's where I would be putting all of the things. But I think now is also a good time to be sprinkling in. Look, if done for you is not like you're not ready for it, because not everybody is, like a smaller
Right.
entrepreneur.
The micro and small businesses.
Yeah. Where they just need the support. I would be like, hey, I have this too.
Okay.
Do you make them book a call for that, or can they just buy it?
They can just buy it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I would have those links like on your socials. Like a link tree or a milkshake, like one of those where it's just like they can go in and they can book a call with you, and it's like, oh, here's the done with you and the do it yourself services that you can just buy.
Wait, what's a link tree? I don't know that term.
Okay, Linktree. Okay. Linktree is it's free, but they also have a paid option where you can go in and you can put multiple links
Okay.
in a list, and then it will create one link for that set of links. So something like Instagram, where you can only put like one website, you would put this link tree, and then another one is called Milkshake. And also Canva will do it for you. You can use Canva to make them as well.
Okay.
It will give you this one link. You would put it like in your bio. So then when people click it, it'll then open up. Oh, I don't have mine on my Instagram, but I do have a Linktree account. Linktree, goodness, it's been a while since I've used it. So it's LINK, oh my goodness, linktr.ee.
Okay.
Is it gonna work for me? I'm just trying to open mine up right now, and then I can show you it. Yep, here we go. Let me screen share. So this is what it looks like. Mine definitely needs to be updated. I don't really use it anymore, but you can just like add as many links as you want. Like that, like I said, I haven't really used it. So like that doesn't work anymore. That's 5K and 30 day. I did it in the spring. So I can just turn it off. I can delete it if I want. Like webinars, anything that I want, that's not even a good link anymore. But anyway, and then over here is what it looks like when people go to it. So when you create it, like I said, you can put as many things as you want. And what does this do? Ooh, look, you can add more things. It's way more advanced than it used to be. You can add all of these things to it. Oh, it's so cool. And then you can see what it looks like. You can edit it. There, see, there's also like a pro version. Mine's just ink. Anyway, and when you're done setting it all up, it'll give you, like, here is your Linktree link. And you can share it anywhere.
That is awesome.
Yeah, so whenever anybody goes to it, it looks like this phone on the side here. And they can scroll up and down and click them, and it'll go to the proper links.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like I said, there's one called Milkshake, and then you can also make them in Canva, and Canva will give you a link. Like, you can make websites and stuff in Canva now. And they will give you web addresses.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. You're so awesome.
Well, thank you. Awesome. How are you feeling about that?
I feel like I've got things like I've got active things to do now. Like, it's not just this big old question mark on kind of my next steps and what I want to do, outside of what I've already been doing. So
Yeah, but keep doing what you're doing because it's working.
yeah, it's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Awesome, friends. Well, the other two ladies didn't show up. I'm going to blame I got to email them. I use Calendly. I had it set up to email them yesterday and today, an hour before, and it's not sending it. So we've definitely got an issue. I'm going to get that resolved. And I'll see you guys all next week for the final Content-A-Thon. Yay. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, ladies. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you all later.
Thanks, Brittany.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye.